Welcome back to another episode of Tonight at Dave's. Tonight we're going to do something a little bit more complex. It's going to be a paella. We're going to have a few different proteins in this paella. We're going to do chicken, andouille sausage. We're going to have some scallops, some shrimp. We're also going to be doing some mussels, and I believe Deb also picked up some clams. No clams. Shit. Okay. All right, we'll do it again.
Just don't curse.
So without further ado, let's get into this because paella does take a little bit to cook. So we're going to get right into it. First thing I'm going to do is prep up some vegetables, and I'm going to turn on my induction cooktop here. We're going to do 6 out of 8 on that. We're also going to get some rice going in the Instant Pot. This is kind of a shortcut. We're going to be cooking for 3 people tonight. So I'm going to do 1 full cup of rice. This is a half cup measure. 1 heaping half cup. Another heaping half cup. And into this, we're also going to prep some saffron, because saffron in the rice for paella is going to be one of the key flavor components. So I'm going to take my measuring cup and get some nice hot water from the sink to activate the saffron. So 1 cup of warm water. Then we're going to take a pinch of saffron. Don't need a ton. And this is probably the most unique and most expensive spice that's going to go into this recipe. So we're going to set that off the side to activate. We're going to start prepping up some onion. Just making slices. We're going to go fairly fine with this dice. And then we're going to go crosswise. And add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to it. Let's get those tomatoes going in there too. I've already washed these tomatoes and green bell pepper. I'm going to use 4 ripe Roma tomatoes. We're just going to do a dice of these. Helps if you're using a really sharp knife. Doesn't have to be super pretty. Just want about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch slices or chunks. Give that a little stir. Don't want to let the onion sit there too long. So you want it to caramelize, but you don't want it to burn. Want to give a shout out to Liliana for her photography and videography work here in this episode of Tonight at Dave's. All right, here's a little trick with bell pepper that I've figured out. It's kind of picked up along the years. If you just go kind of in the valleys here, between the lobes of the pepper, and you break it apart like so, then you can keep the core in the pepper intact, and it makes the cleanup work a little bit easier. Shake out any seeds that may have straggled along the way. That looks really good. Okay, now we're going to do these into the same kind of, I'm going to turn this heat down to 3. We're going to do up the same kind of 1/2 to 1/4 inch rough cut on the peppers. I like to cut from the inside out on bell peppers because it makes it a little bit easier to control the knife, a little less slippage. All right, so we've got that going. We're going to get the rice going now. We're going to take the Instant Pot and put it onto the rice setting. Hit start. And into this rice, so we've got just over 1 full cup of Uncle Ben's original long grain white rice. I'm going to add just a touch of butter. And we're almost going to toast the rice before we introduce the saffron water that we've got prepped up and activated here. I'm going to stir that butter around with the rice as the Instant Pot is coming up to temperature on its rice mode. Minced garlic first. Now we're going to be careful to not do this on too high of a heat because we do not want to burn the garlic. A little bit of garlic. Can never have too much garlic. One of the challenges with doing this type of show for you guys is I don't usually measure anything. But I'll try and measure some stuff so you guys can have a little bit better idea of what I'm using. That's about 3/4 a cup right there. I think I want to go to a full cup. All right. That into the roux. Into that roux, we're also going to start adding a few different spices. 1 bay leaf. We're not going to let this cook for super long because we're trying to do this in a bit of a hurry. But I'm going to add 2 bay leaves in there. A little bit of accent, just a touch of that. We are also going to do a touch of cayenne pepper. We're going to do a touch of Old Bay seasoning. We're going to add some of that to the seafood as it cooks as well. A little bit of Cajun seasoning from McCormick. And we've already got the saffron going for the rice. So we'll mix that in. So we're going to be doing the chicken and the andouille sausage and the seafood all separately so that we can individualize each of the paellas for all 3 people who are going to be eating it. I'm starting from frozen on a bunch of these, so we're going to show you how I defrost these meats as well. Cold water, straight from the tap, and we're going to take these scallops and just rest them in this bowl of water. Put some water into that. And then we've got 3 chicken breasts that will go into the water to defrost. See how it's golden brown? That's exactly what we're looking for. So to that, I'm going to add the activated saffron. And that was a cup of water. It's about a cup and a third of rice. So I'm going to add a little bit more water, just over another 1/2 cup. Just really enough to cover. I'm going to get the shrimp going into that. How do you open this? tear. Perfect. Thank you, Liliana. Those will come apart as they defrost. How much shrimp do you want? Let's do a bunch of shrimp. All right, this is starting to come to a boil. So what I'm going to do is now seal the lid on the rice mode on the Instant Pot. So let's just do some water into the shallow baking dish. So market side, all natural, and dewy sausage. So this is already cooked. We're just going to grill it up a little bit. Give it some nice color. And then we'll be able to set that aside. Oh, nice sizzle. Ah, there's some nice grill marks.
Brave of you to do that with your finger.
It's not hot yet.
Oh my gosh. I'm not that Hispanic. I can't touch hot pans.
I'm not Hispanic either. Greek. Oh, the smell coming out of that is fantastic.
Yeah. Smells like everything fresh should smell like.
Hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the rice with this lid so it kind of stays warm and while we prep up all the proteins. The sausage is ready to come off. So those have nice grill marks to them. We're just going to rub that all over the chicken on both sides. But we are going to do a little bit more coarse black pepper. And a little bit of salt on this side. Okay. You like those?
Yeah.
Okay. I aim to please. All right. So we're going to take this chicken. We're going to put it on to this grill pan and get some good grill marks on it. That's a nice, satisfying sizzle. Slippery little sucker. I have no idea how much of this I'm using. I'm using the amount that looks and feels right to me. Yeah, about half the bag. All right, so we're doing this chicken about 2 minutes per side. We're going to separate the scallops and the shrimp. We're also going to pat these dry. And the reason we want to pat these dry is because we want them to sear when they hit the hot pan, not steam. One thing we're also going to do is we're going to inspect these to make sure that they've been deveined. Yeah, they didn't...
Devein any of these.
Well, they're about 3/4 deveined. So if you can see, it's split to this portion, but this portion right here is not split. So they may have been able to successfully pull it out from either end in the deveining, but so far, that one, it looks like they got the whole thing. Some of them still have that vein in it, though. Now these have already also been peeled. But see, that's what we're pulling out.
Ew.
I guess that's just me being a little anal, so to speak. Oh, that chicken's beautiful.
Wow.
Some nice grill marks on that. So we'll just take this off to rest. Grab those mussels. We're just going to nest those down into the rice. Recover that. Okay. Since we're using such a high heat, I'm going to use peanut oil, which is a much higher smoke point. And then we're going to be very, very quick. A little bit of oil in the pan. All right, see how hot that is? Oh yeah, see, look at that. That's beautiful. All right, so I'm going to do up the chicken first. We're going to do bite-sized pieces. Can go right in there because everybody's going to have chicken. And we're going to slice up the sausage. Now, not everybody's going to do the sausage, so we're going to put that into a warm pan and man overboard. I rescued it.
Look at one.
See, I'm a problem solver. Oh, very nice. All right, so we're going to put most of the parsley in there. Save the rice. Yeah, that's good. And we're going to go to plating this up. Make sure she gets plenty of chicken in there, andouille sausage as well, and a little bit of parsley for garnish. And there's the one with no seafood, paella. You don't want to cross touch raw meat and cooked meat.
I'm learning every day here.
It's a food safety thing. A little bit of parsley for garnish. And there we go. Paella with seafood, but no andouille sausage. Scallops right on top. The parsley. And there we have it. Paella with scallops, shrimp, andouille sausage, mussels, and chicken. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Tonight at Dave's. A little bit of a long one, but paella is one of those things that sometimes takes all day to cook, but oh boy, is it worth it. So we're going to dig into these, and we'll see you next time.